Hi everyone, I'm Noelle and this is my 36-week pregnancy update. I'm 36 weeks and this week baby is the size of a honeydew melon. Now I know I said that last week. I usually follow the Bump app and what they say. Last week for some reason my app wasn't loading, and so I was just Googling online, and I don't remember which place said that they were honeydew melon last week. The Bump actually, now that I can get my app again, said that they were the size of a coconut last week and honeydew melon this week. They're pretty much the same size. Yeah, so there's that. My due date is September 15th, but we are having a C-section on September 9th. That is 3 weeks away. I am literally counting the days. Like, there is a board that I'm writing down the dates on. Yeah. There's a board that literally says the number of weeks and days till then. But I did have a doctor's appointment this week, and also our very last growth ultrasound. At my doctor's appointment, the doctor basically just, they did the group B strep test, which they will let me know my results next week. And he just kind of, he did a cervical check. He said that he didn't give me like any numbers per se. He said it might be slightly dilated, like half, one, something like that, but that there was still length to the cervix, so that wasn't very exciting. He did make a comment when he was measuring her with the measuring tape that he said, "I hope you guys are ready because this baby is getting big enough to come out anytime." And she is definitely getting big. Not huge, not crazy. At the ultrasound, she is measuring 6 pounds, 5 ounces, and in the 51st percentile. So she's exactly average, which is awesome. That's exactly where we want her to be. But she's definitely getting big enough that she could come at any time, and we just don't know when. And the doctor was I thought it was kind of surprising, because in the past, kind of everybody that I had spoken to there before had always said, we want babies to stay in as long as possible, yada yada. And he was just like, well, if she wants to come now, she can come, and like, she may not wait till your C-section day, and she might come early. And it was just very interesting. I hadn't heard that perspective exactly. Which I know is totally possible, because my mom actually had my older sister a couple of days. She went into labor a couple of days before her planned C-section. So I know it can definitely happen, but we just have to wait and see when she's good and ready. My symptoms are pretty much the same as always. I'm very swollen. I'm still having Braxton Hicks. Another thing that I have noticed, I noticed this a long time ago, but then I've noticed it's come back, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. When I do have Braxton Hicks, especially when I'm lying down, I notice that my heart rate increases and my chest kind of tightens. And I was Googling it, and apparently this is normal and tons of people have this, so I guess that's just something that happens, but it can be a little bit uncomfortable. Another thing is the pelvic pain that I have mentioned for a long time is a little bit sharper, a little bit more substantial now. I definitely feel like every time when I'm getting out of bed in the middle of the night, whenever, or every time I even just get out of a chair, get out of the car, anytime I stand up, it feels very tight and very sore in the bottom of my abdomen. And it goes away within a couple seconds, but it's just like, oh, when you stand up, and I don't know what that's about. And I also do have the sharp stabbing pains in that front pelvic something or other when I shift from side to side in bed, or when I get up or lie down. So that's just, I assume that the bigger she gets and the more pressure she puts, the more that's going to increase. And I don't think she's dropped yet. I'm pretty sure she's still very high up, so it'll be fun when if she does drop, what kind of pressure down there she starts putting. Emotions this week, I've been very tired, so I've just kind of been nothing too crazy. Weight gain, I did gain another 3 pounds this week, so I'm now up 44 pounds. Cravings and aversions, I honestly can't think of anything. Nothing too spectacular. Essential oils I've used this week, I have used a little lavender, but that's about it. Preparations for baby. Last week I started nesting, and I mean the real nesting, oh my gosh, I can't bring a baby into this filthy, dirty house. So I started cleaning, and I have really done some major cleaning, and my mom and my sister came over and helped me clean, and it's not like it's clean now, it needs to be cleaned again, but we definitely have been working on just cleaning up the place because I cannot bring a baby into this filthy house. I have really been feeling that my to-do list has got to be done, and I need to mark things off every morning. I like wake up and go to my to-do list and go, what can I do today? Like there has to be something I can do today to mark this off this list. I have to get organized. I have to feel ready before she comes, and knowing that it's 3 weeks or less, that's not a lot of time. I have also been working on stockpiling some more food and household supplies and getting freezer meals done. Hopefully I will have them all done by the end of this week, and there will be a video up, hopefully, at the end of the week. And just feeling a little bit more prepared and ready, knowing that we won't starve, since I won't be probably going grocery shopping for a couple of weeks. This weekend I did go to a Baby Wearing International regional local meetup thing, and I took my ring sling, which I hadn't even taken out of the box yet, and I said, please help me because I don't know how to use this thing. And so it was really fun. I got to meet a whole bunch of people, and I did become a member so that the next time we go, after Maddie's born, we can actually borrow carriers for free, and just learn about all different kinds of baby wearing. But they are really knowledgeable. It was really cool. They kind of break up into little almost like little small groups with the educators, and they show different people, you know, how to use woven wraps, or how to use structured carriers, or how to use ring slings, or whatever, and it's kind of based on your child's age or what you're looking for, all this stuff. So there were a whole bunch of people who wanted to learn about ring slings for newborns, so I got to practice several times, and I feel a lot more confident now in how to use it, so that is really cool. And I definitely recommend, you may have seen yesterday I had a baby wearing video come up. I definitely recommend checking out Baby Wearing International if you have a local or regional group. They are really excellent. And then the other thing that I did was I got to do some maternity pictures last week at 35.5 weeks or so. My sister took a bunch of pictures because I had an opportunity to do a review for Pink Blush maternity clothes, and so you can check out my video that went live earlier this week on that. I love the pictures. They're really great. Big old belly pictures. So I'm so glad to have the ones that we did at 28 weeks, and then also these newer ones at 35 weeks, so you can see the belly progression, and it's just really cool to have. So for baby buys, I did my registry completion for Amazon, and it was really interesting because a lot of the things on my Amazon registry weren't applicable for the discount, and I'm not sure, maybe there's a reason for that as to who the seller is, even though it looked like some of the things that couldn't have the discount were like sold by Amazon. So I'm not sure what the rules are or whatever. It doesn't really matter. They were all cheaper than they would have been in stores. So I picked up a couple things off of that. The first one is this Boone Fleet Stacking Boats. I've mentioned before that Boone is a brand that I really like because they are free of BPA, PVC, phthalates, and all of that stuff. So even though they're plastic, they don't have a lot of the really bad chemicals in them. So these looked cool. I think those were like $10 or something like that. So they were like, these both had got the percentage off though. So I don't know, they were like eight something for these. And then these are the Boone Odd Ducks. And I am not a fan of regular rubber ducks because they are full of all kinds of yucky stuff. But these are the Boone ones, so they don't have all the yucky stuff. They also don't absorb water, so there's not going to get water that's going to get moldy inside of them. They're completely closed. And they're odd ducks. They're so cute. They have just these different crazy colors. There's Bob, Slim, Squish, and Jane. They have names. Like, how cute is that? And these were like $25, I believe. So they were like 23 or 24 with the discount. I also grabbed a cheap pack. This was only like $2.99 or $3.99 of 4 Lovable Friends washcloths. These are a little bit thicker, and like I mentioned before, we're using washcloths as baby washcloths as our cloth wipes, but she doesn't have a whole lot. I only have like 3 thicker washcloths for like bath time. So I wanted to pick up some that were specifically a little bit thicker and better for bath time. And we know that there's a difference between these and, you know, the ones that we're using for wipes. So these are a little bit, they have like the ribbed edging, which none of the ones that we, the cheap ones that we're using for cloth wipes have. And then there's like, this one has elephants. These 3 are just plain colors, but this one has elephants on it too. So those are neat for her for bath time. And the last thing is, of course, I had to get a Sophie the giraffe. I know there are some controversies out there about Sophie. You have to, you know, supervise your child with them. But Sophie is made of all natural rubber, and she's just like a classic natural toy. So she was already like 23, I think, and she wasn't eligible for the discount for some reason. So that was what I got for baby buys. And honestly, I think I am pretty much done. Like, I cannot think of anything else off the top of my head that I really need. There are a couple things that are still on the Amazon registry that I'm just gonna get over time. Like, I wanted some of the OXO bibs for when she starts solids. That'll be a long time away. And just some other random little things, but they're not things we need right now. So those are things I will get with my Amazon rewards points later on, so I can get most of that stuff for free or discounted anyway. So that is all for 36 weeks. Let me go ahead and show you the belly. It is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that is it for 36 weeks. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye. Color, and it's just kind of a, you know, a netted type